Hi there, Janet Fritz here for Galaxy Girl Creations. Welcome to my channel and welcome to Baby Got Scraps. And this is a scrappy inspiration YouTube and Instagram hop. And what we are challenged to do is use one sheet of 12 by 12 and everything else has to be scraps. So that's what I did. I had a whole bunch of blue scraps. I went through my blue scrap bin and pulled out varying colors and patterns in blue. And I have a die that is, I think, 2¼ inches. It is a stitched square, and that's what I die cut all of those pieces out of. And then you can see there that I am cutting some more small pieces to be tag toppers for the stack of white tags that I have that are just to the right of the handle of that little Sidekick machine. And I am making sure that I have one for each one of those squares. So I have already die cut the white part, or the tag portion. I'm just doing the topper so that I can have those match. And I'm doing a grid style layout. And I really like how this came out. So last year I did a grid style layout with tags for my grandson's first year, and each little tag had a photo from each month of his first year of life. And this year I am doing the same thing, but not exactly. I'm not doing the same tags, but I am doing the same thing in the fact that I have one photo for each month of the year for him on this layout. I'm just using my Nuvo Deluxe adhesive, and I'm going to glue all of those little pieces down. They're a little bit too small to use my tape gun. And there are the 12 photos that I'm going to use. I had printed a whole bunch more photos. You can see them in the upper right hand corner. And yeah, I had to weed it down because I just had, I can just sit and print pictures of him all day long. But so I had to weed through them and just choose 12. So one for each month of the year. And originally I thought I would put where we were for each one of these things, because, you know, this year we've spent a lot of time at home. Well, I've spent time at my home, he spent time at his home. We didn't see each other for quite some time, probably 4 to 6 weeks or something like that, when the first shelter in place hit. Since then we have just made it a point that we see each other. We don't really see anybody else outside of you know, any other friends or anything like that. I do see my mom's family because they're next door, but other than that, that's pretty much it. So I have decided that I want to have all of those photos kind of in different positions in the squares. I don't want to try to have to line everything up perfectly. I don't mind lining all of the squares up, and I will do that using my T-square ruler, but I don't want to have everything that's inside the square stay inside the square, and I don't want to have it be perfectly set up or aligned. And 3 of those photos are on the landscape versus portrait, and there's 1 in each row, so I like that it's 1 in each row and not you know, 2 in a row and the rest of them are portrait or something like that. And I was going to put little houses on all of the ones where we were at home, but then there were a lot of places that we went that were outdoors. We went to an ostrich farm, and that was all outdoors. It was really easy to social distance there. They only let a certain amount of people in. We went to a park that is, it's at an estate actually, and so we wandered through their gardens. I think there was like 2 other people on the whole thing that we saw, and they were probably, I don't know, 30 yards away from us. So yeah, lots of places like that where you could go and see things and walk around and be in nature but not be around a lot of other people. So I ended up just putting the little houses on 3 of them, and I put the trees on all of the photos that have the whole family. So the first 2 rows, it's his whole family, his mom and dad and him, and then the bottom row is my whole family. So it's got my son and his girlfriend and my husband and I, and then his little family as well. So I really like that, and I like how they're kind of mixed up and they're not all in the same column or all in the same row. So it's a good way to maintain a little bit of balance and a little bit of visual interest. And there is a lot going on in this layout, but it's pretty, I don't know, it's pretty clean still because the squares are lined up and there's order to it all. At least in my opinion there is. And I have backed all of those little tiny photos with white cardstock just to make them pop off of those blue squares. And I like how that looks. And then I kind of play around with popping things up onto foam. I do end up popping the 3 houses up and just one of the trees because the other trees are tucked behind the photos. So I didn't worry about that. I did take the whole thing over to my sewing machine and I stitched a border all the way around. I have a variegated blue thread and that's what I used. I like the way that it looked because there's a lot of different blues on this particular layout. So using the variegated thread worked really well. Now that I have lined everything up again, things are not glued down, but I wanted to see if I had room for the word pandemic to be stamped down below. And I am using the dies that go with this particular stamp set to see if I want to use them. The stamp set is from Pink Fresh. It is the Adore set. And I just got it for Christmas. It was on my wish list and my husband was so awesome to go ahead and order it for me, and I really like it. So I pulled out my Tim Holtz stamping platform. I am using Catherine Pooler ink. I believe the color is It's a Boy. It's from the spring collection. And then to get the last letters down, I had to turn the paper, rotate it, line everything up again, and stamp those. You don't get to see all of the stamping action because my desk has a mat on top of it that is raised, and the little feet that it's raised on allows it to have a little bit of flexibility. And when you're stamping on a platform like this, you don't want a ton of flexibility because then you get voids in your stamping. So I have to take it down to the floor and actually stamp on it. And actually I do use my foot sometimes so, just to get pressure in all of the areas. That probably sounds terrible, like I'm really beating up my equipment, but it works out. I am cautious with it. I don't put all my weight on it or anything, so you can rest assured it's still in good condition. Okay, so I am lining up those squares. I'm not going to make you sit through watching all of that, but you can see that that's what I did. And I really like how the word pandemic is stamped down below. And I'm going to add this outline, and that is out of a navy blue. It's like a galaxy looking type paper, and I like how it looks, and I love the thin lines that you get with this particular die. It just looks really cool. That paper is from Imagine That. It's called Galaxy Quest, and that's from Echo Park. And I like it because it has little bits of white all over it, and the stamp has little areas that have kind of a distressed look as well, so it works really well. My entire title will be 2020 Pandemic Life. You're not going to see any journaling because I am going to write stuff on those tags for each one of the locations, and it's all going to be hidden, so you're not going to get to see that portion of it. And I probably am not going to be able to tell you what everything says because there are quite a few tags there. And I don't think you want to sit through a whole 12, descriptions of where we're at and what we're doing. I am using my little tiny square letters from Paper Tray ink, and I just love these things. They're amazing. You just break them off, and you can stamp them in whatever color or on a paper that is colored, and then you just break them off once you've used the die, and you can see how I'm doing that there. They're amazing, and they're not the same size as the little tile stickers that you get. They're smaller than that, but that's okay. It works out for me. I am also going to use ink all the way around the outside of the layout, and that's just going to be blue ink and Juniper Mist. It's a navy blue. And while I finish that up, let me just tell you a little bit about Baby Got Scraps. I already told you The idea behind it is to use a 12 by 12 and it scraps for the rest of everything else. But there are a whole bunch of ladies that are playing along throughout the month. Some people are playing along daily. Other people are playing along weekly or here and there, and I am playing along just here and there. So you will see that on my channel. And if you'd like to check out the other ladies that are playing along, their channel links will be down below. You might have to go and search for the one that is Baby Got Scraps if that's what you're interested in, because it may not be every day on their channel. So check them out down below. It's going to be a lot of fun using up a lot of scraps in January, and it is for the whole month. So there should be tons of inspiration on how to use up stuff out of your scrap bin. Now I'm using up some of, well, I'm not using them up, I am using enamel dots. I do have quite a collection of them because I ordered from, let's see here, from Gina Marie Designs. If you type in Gina Marie Designs and Google that, it will get you to her store, and her enamel dots are like, I think they're $2.25 or $2.50 a pack, and you get a lot. You can see the sheet there to the left of my paper, so you get 3 different colors, and there's a ton of dots on there for like half the price of what you would normally pay for a set of enamel dots, which has quite a few less than what these come with. And my absolute favorite ones, which I'm not using today, are the matte black ones. They look like velvet and they're super pretty. So I would highly recommend those as well. I am going to put some twine on 3 of the tags, not in the same row or in the same column. I like how that looks, just to mix things up. And then the other ones I am just putting enamel dots over the holes because I don't want to leave them empty. It also helps give you a little place to grab that tag to pull it out. And I'm just using a variety of blues, just like I have used a variety of blues through all of the other things on this layout. If you have any questions or comments, you can leave those down below. I would love it if you'd hit like and subscribe if you're not a subscriber. If you are a subscriber, thank you so much for spending time with me and being a subscriber. Close-ups are coming up in just a moment. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you've had a great day and enjoy this video. I will see you guys next time. Bye.